a good idea when I sit down and meet with sellers that are debating which option to do. I think a good idea is to sit down with an investor, contact a We Buy Houses investor, and see just what they have to offer. You know, it's a no obligation offer, right? So if you're thinking about taking and utilizing the easy button route, then reach out to an investor, have them chat with you in regards to how they can help you, how quickly it will be, how much they can offer you. And then at least you have that information to now decide and compare it to if it's a better idea to go through and clean out the home and do a couple repairs and then put it back on the market, you know, retail, like on the open market for top dollar, and see if that's a better route. And in some cases it may be. I have sat down with sellers before where I've had this discussion. It wasn't, you know, a terrible hoarder house, and it wasn't, you know, terribly in shape. And I shared with them, I said, hey, you know, I think, in my opinion, if you were my sibling and you came to me and said, hey, what should I do? Should I sell this to somebody like you, or should I fix it up? I'd say, you know, with the minimal amount that you need, this house would need to freshen up, I would, if you have the funds, fix it up. I would fix it up. You know, maybe you can get an equity line of credit against the property and use those funds to go in and remodel the home to improve the value so that you can increase your profit when you sell, right? And if you've got the time and the ability, then that could be the better route, right? And I've literally shared that with people. I said, listen, I'd love to buy your home. However, your house is in pretty good shape, and I think if you're open to it, I would do this and this to your house, do this, and it was basically do this and this to your kitchen, do this and this to your bathroom, and then do this to, you know, just pretty much paint the rest of the home. You would get significantly more than if you sold it to me, because those are the things that I'm going to go do. And so and it was so minimal that I've shared with them that I think they should do that. And if they chose that they ended up not wanting to do it, call me back. I'd love to come buy it, but I just felt that they were going to be in a better position to do it themselves, which by the time we were done with the conversation, they were very thankful. They agreed. They said, yes, I think that is very minimal. Now that you say it like that, now that you've shared what would increase the value of our home, fixing what items, I think it's very manageable. So anyways, we left. I left their home. But we left the conversation open that if they changed their mind, they could always call me back. But if they went through the motions, they'd get more money selling it on their own, you know, after fixing it up. And now they're in a position where at least they have their options, right? So they can figure out if that's a good idea or a bad idea, because at least now they have options based off of what I was able to share with them and what they now know is capable, what they're capable of. So I think it's a good idea to reach out to these individuals if you find yourself in a position to at least hear what they might have, what they might be able to offer you. Now, I shared with that family, typically in this story, I shared with that family that I felt it was a good idea to fix, you know, touch up their kitchen. Their kitchen was in decent shape, and so this house was a rental property that they owned. So the tenants had kind of run down the kitchen a little bit, and it was in decent shape. So I said, if you sprucing up your kitchen, then you will increase the profit of your property dramatically without having to do a ton of work, right? Now, I went through all of the things that I felt they should do. If you reach out to an investor, let's say a We Buy Houses, he may not share what you should do to your home, just because he may want to buy your home, and he might just say, listen, here's my best offer, and leave it at that. There's a handful of us, myself included, we've had a couple guests on the show, where we're the frame of mind that if we can help a seller by advising them, sharing them with them what their opportunities and options are, then it's a better win-win situation, even if they choose not to sell to us. But if they do sell to us, fantastic, we're happy to buy it. But I'm going to sit down with you. Trevor Thompson's going to sit down with you. He's another investor that I know who does this. There's, like I said, a handful of guys that are just super nice guys they're going to sit down with you. I'm going to sit down with you and say, listen, I'd love to buy your home, but I think if you did this and this to it, assuming it's a light rehab, you'd probably make more money not selling it to me. If you want to sell it to me, great, but I just wanted to let you know what your options are. And hey, worst case scenario, I'd be happy to assist you through that remodeling process, and then at the end, if you needed a real estate agent to assist you, I'd love to do that as well, right? And so I wanted to talk about these types of opportunities, the We Buy Houses guys, because a lot of people out there don't know to call them. They just call up the real estate agent, which is, great. That's another great option. But again, when you're in a position where you might have a really rough around the edges homes, kind of a hoarder house, or you need an opportunity where you can fund a transaction really quickly, then I think it's worth at least a phone call. So we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to talk about kind of the process of remodeling. So in case you feel that you want to do it yourself, right? Like you're like, I think I could do this myself, make a little extra money. We're going to go through and talk about the process of remodeling and kind of share with you what things you may want to consider as you progress forward tackling one of these types of projects yourself, which again, like I said, if it's not a massive project, can be very beneficial. So stay tuned, we'll be right back.
Okay, before we part ways, in case you have a dog or know someone else who does have a dog, I wanted to take a quick second to show you the Snap Leash. The Snap Leash can literally do so many things, and I'm going to share with you one of the many cool things that it can do. As you can see, the Snap Leash is designed with 2 swivel hooks, one on each end. This end has a cushion stitched into it to make it comfortable when walking your dog. Now, all you have to do is take this swivel hook, put it into this very first grommet, and now you've got your handle. Okay, so now let's imagine you're at the park and you want to secure your pet quickly, safely, and easily to a park bench, a tree, or a pole because you just want to sit down and relax. Well, all you need to do is take this swivel hook, remove it from the very first grommet, wrap this leash around any size tree or pole or park bench, and put it into the appropriate grommet. And now you have secured your pet quickly, safely, and easily. And when it's time to head home, another great feature about the Snap Leash is you can simply wrap it around your waist for hands-free walking. Lastly, if you ever accidentally forget your waist bags at home, these grommets make a great place to fasten the waist bags so you never leave home without them. And if you want to see all of the other cool things that the Snap Leash can do, then please just click on the link below and find out why so many others are falling in love with the Snap Leash.